Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Pillars of Eternity. As I continue with my blind Let's Play. I might try to... I think I'm going to progress the main story this episode. And if this is the end of the game, I'm gonna see if I can finish it out. We'll see. I have time right now to do so. I was kind of debating whether or not to do so or not. Because I actually just got done recording the last episode, and I know I just said to comment more about any other audio changes, but if I beat the game this episode, I'm still gonna appreciate the comments, because continuing on any other games, I need to get your guys' input at some point. I don't know. It's always hard, like I said last time, to try to balance things out to make sure it sounds good. Through a headset, through a phone, just on a regular computer. I know it all varies. So yeah. Before we head there...
What's on your mind?
Adair Kit doesn't have anything else. Pelagina?
Need something.
Opinion on something? Nope. We're good there.
Following your lead.
Kana? Oh. Looks like there's a clear sky over Heritage Hill. I hope the district can recover. There's a lot of history there, even more so now that you saved it. Maybe we'll give you a plaque. Actually, this really might do a little something for your reputation. It can't hurt to be known for ending a curse. So yeah, we're not going to ask him about this place. Aloth? Actually, about your parents. He looks at you cautiously, yes? Why was your mother gone so often? She was invited to join the Hemnig with a landed Thane when I was very young. His estate was a 5-day ride from our home in the Synthwood. So that was part of it. The real issue, however, was my father. Despite his initial agreement with the arrangement, I'm so sorry. Father was never happy with it. He would hound and ranged my mother when she was home. He wanted to know whether she was intimidating. Oh God, I am so sorry, everybody. She was intimate with the Thane, and no matter how many times she swore she wasn't, it was never enough. As you can imagine, that led to her coming home much less often, even though she was still supported us financially. I'm sure she was trying to take care of you in her own way. I believe so. She had an important role, managing the Lord Thane's lands and administrative duties. Even though she was away, she provided for us well. Sounds like your father had a problem with his temper. He had a problem with my mother's Hemnig. Even though they agreed upon it long ago, and that the financial benefits would be considerable, that it was a little different from his role at the Earl's Steward. It aided him, and he so drank and raged. When she was home, he raged at her, and when she wasn't, he raged at me. More than anything, he wanted to become an arcane knight, in the service of his Earl. I think he felt this would validate his chosen career in Master. He was a firm man, as you saw, but in the end, I became a successful wizard due to in no small part to his strictness. I mean, nonsense, you accomplished that on your own. You would have been fine without him pushing you. Are you so certain? I didn't know what I wanted from my life then. I surely wouldn't have been so focused without a little direction. That's all I really wanted to know. He looks relieved, very well.
I'm here.
And Sagani? What's on your mind? So what'd you do back in Nasitakwa? I'm a long hunter. I stalk game across the tundra with some of the other wives. We usually hunt carabao and oxen. We find hares and birds too. It's a good and respected position. to see so much at Mesitaqua in the company of my friends and sisters. This is one of the pleasures of the life in Masuk. I'm surprised I hadn't asked her that sooner, but alas. Alright. Let's go here. And I think we're gonna go to Burial Isle and see what happens. Like I said, I have a little bit of time to try to finish out and record a video. So I think that's what's gonna happen. I know if I can't push this one out, that, you know, it'd probably be a little bit of delay the next couple days. I'm gonna be busy the next couple of days for sure, so there wouldn't be any videos coming out. But let's save it before we do anything else. And we're gonna save it again. And you know what? We're gonna save it again one more time, just in case. Okay. Whoa, look at that place. Okay. Find the Court of the Penitents. Have you finished your business here? No, we have not.
This does look like Theos' kind of place.
I remember when I was a girl, and the missionaries came and told us about the gods. They said we could see them in the stars. I remember when I heard that, I snuck out at night and climbed the watchtower in the old fort because I wanted to see them better. That fort burned down a few years ago when we cast the missionaries out. It was the missionaries who set fire to it. They didn't want us to be able to use it. Shame. There was history in that fort.
They'll do a lot worse if they ever return. Those missionaries are all Inquisitors now. Strange to think they're the same people underneath. I suppose you would know. This is your home as much as it is mine. Don't you worry about it? I'm gonna say it's been through worse. I try to remind myself of that. It's nice to have the reinforcement.
I miscalculated many things since this began. I'm relieved you weren't one of them. It's a good thing we didn't hang you. I always knew this path would have consequences, but I never wanted to see Kratom suffer on my behalf. I don't think I can stay here any longer. I am told the Inquisition is gathering an army, that they have sent messengers to bargain with rulers from distant lands. Kratom is not built to withstand a siege. If war is coming, I should be doing what Theos is doing. I will need allies. Allies in a stronghold that can resist an invading army.
Have you thought about Oceanus?
Oceanus?
Yes, Oceanus.
They have held off many would-be invaders, and their king has no love of the Inquisition's faith. I wonder, would he listen? I shall.
Whoa, whoa. So we're just gathering up souls, it looks like. And hang on. There we go. Oh wow. Yeah, since we're higher level now, we're gonna, I think, steamroll through this, which is fine. Which is fun.
Attack!
Yeah, let's take out the druid.
That's it!
Brave thou Zilon dearly.
Whoa. I think I was showing people kind of being strung up. I could be wrong. It's kind of crazy that we're just getting in the vicinity of this place and we're just gathering up souls, you know? Take care of this one. Uh-oh.
Hey.
There we go.
I shall. Yes?
Damn. Oh, that looks awesome. Look at this. Love the design as I stutter. Actually no. Aloth, save I was about to have him cast Fireball, but no, save it. Okay. Nice.
Another turn, Inquisitor. I ask again, Jovara Ixensios, do you confess to these heresies of which you stand accused?
He waits, but Avara only stares straight ahead, her face stony. The creak of her restraint's the only sound.
Do you confess to apostasy?
I confess to renouncing a mistake.
Do you confess to conspiracy against the one true faith?
I confess to opening minds.
Do you confess to false prophecy?
I confess to following a false prophet.
Indeed. And where might we find this heretic?
He wears the robes of a Grand Inquisitor.
You have no followers here, heretic. Your lies hold no sway in the court of the penitents.
Only my truth, then.
Another turn.
No! Wait! Wait! I'm ready. I'm ready.
You are ready to give a confession?
I'm ready to hear one from you.
Shakes his head and points at the Inquisitor, and the scraping grind of rusted gears echoes in your mind as the apparitions fade away.
Slow and silent.
Oops. Okay.
Looks like a long way down.
Yeah, it does. We're gonna save it. Alright. Oh, and Sagani leveled. Let's, pump up survival again. And you know what? Yeah, let's give her body control. Just in case. Let's save it again, since we leveled. A great pit lies in the shadow of the statue of Boudica. No light from the surface reaches the bottom, but even so, you catch flickers of a ghostly glow in the depths. A wind from the pit buffets you. It isn't cold, but it rays goose flesh along your arms. The wind carries a whisper, low and sibilant. As you look into the pit, souls gather around you. They encase you in a cloud of essence that swirls around your body while you consider your next move. Let's do it. You jump, trusting in the promises of the gods and the power of the souls to bear you safely down. The sudden drops take your breath away, but the souls catch you, encasing you in a shining, thrumming aura. But while they slow your descent, you can still feel that you are falling faster than you should. The essence flowing around you is strong but chaotic. You find yourself drifting toward the wall. Oh boy. Nearby, Kana drifts downward at a rapid pace, carried by another glowing stream of souls. Why did I ever agree to this? Kana flails outwards briefly, then steadies, holding his arm out for balance. It's hard to keep, Alceris. Look out for the wall! I'm gonna do athletics, flipping, directing yourself back to the center of the pit. Steer yourself safely open to the open space. You manage to spread your arms and legs into an X, steadying your position and the rate of your descent. You start to feel more comfortable, as you notice that Kana is still falling too fast. Kana plummets, flailing and out of control. You can attempt a rescue, but the ground is approaching fast. It will take a feat of speed and agility to avoid injury. Regardless of our skills, I have to go for my companion. Like, there's no question. The ground is rising fast, and you're not quite fast enough. Dang it! You snatch Kana out of the free fall, but you are unable to regain control of your own momentum in time. You take the brunt of the impact. That's fine, honestly. Landing hard against the millennia-old stones of the Court of Penitence. I'd rather, Kana's well-being, any of the party's well-being over mine, so...
After what seems like an eternity, your rapid descent comes to an abrupt end. You remain still for a moment while your heart settles and your eyes adjust, breathing in stale, forgotten air. Before you, a narrow and eroded walkway becomes faintly visible in the dim light, cutting a winding path through a cavern so expansive it seems a world unto itself. In the distance, you can make out the cold gleam of living Adra veins that spike and fork in and out of view from the murky depths beneath. Their glow a faint and fleeting guide along the ancient trail. You look above at the opening you jumped through, now barely a speck of light like some distant star alone in the cosmos and forever out of reach. Your only way lies ahead.
Awesome. Whoa.
That went better than I expected.
Think I dislocated my... That's better.
Everyone all right? No shattered knees? Good. Just me, then.
That was bracing.
Yes?
So, I have a bruised rib, and I have minus in constitution now. Yeah, let's slow this down a little bit. We'll see how far I get in this dungeon. Depending on the time and how far I can get, I'm gonna try maybe make this video a little bit longer and just see how far. Ooh, okay, everybody double back. Well, so far this place looks awesome.
Pray.
And we're gonna attack that one. Oh, I figured there's more. Knock it down if you can, Adair. Ooh, it healed up. It's still healing. Animate. Hang on. Aloth. Oh, not fireball yet. You know what? Do it again.
It's not working!
There we go. Okay. Of course.
Please help me here.
Oh. We're gonna let your endurance come back. Constitution +3. And then Morning Star, okay. Here. What am I wearing? You know what? Since we just had Constitution damage, I'm actually gonna switch that out. Nope, that's not it. There it is. Oh wait, really? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm looking at a ring. It's supposed to be crafted. +1 endurance per 3 seconds. Okay, maybe not. Might. That's what it is. I'm gonna give it to Pallegina. Yes, take that belt. She has deflection. Let's check the gauntlets really fast. Actually, hang on. Oh, +9, okay. We'll go with that. We'll wait for Kana to regroup.
Indeed.
Alright, let us continue. Sol Adra Prison. Lovely.
That's not very helpful.
Dang it, Ilmark cannot get through.
Indeed.
Attack!
Hang on.
Dead on!
This thing isn't doing the job.
That's
This thing isn't doing...
It's not working!
There we go. Ooh, I dare. Let's say, yeah, stop freaking out. There we go. Oh man, look at this.
I'm here.
Guess we could go down. What's over here though? Let's get in the room quickly and attack this one. Ooh, Ilmark.
yes.
Here. More prisons, it looks like. Hang on, let's take a look at it. If we can get close enough. Or not. There we go. Pillar tugs at your essence. A pulse from the world itself moves through it. Soul Guardian Pillars. Ooh, goodness.
Yeah?
And of course they healed. Pelagina, you're gonna do that. Goodness, come on. Knock him down. I know he keeps healing. Let's knock him down again. We don't disengage.
It's no use. I need something stronger.
Yeah, we're gonna wait for them and actually attack him now. Aloth casts those free missiles. There we go. Perfect. Oh. Column of Audra rises above you, stoic and silent, its rigid layers a measuring stick for the passing of ages. It feels to you as a thick block of ice. You perceive buried deep in its core a dim, flickering flame, all but extinguished, yet preserved against the ravages of the elements. As you approach, the flame seems to steady and draw strength, and layers separating it from you melt away, and you're bathed in its glow, a bright beacon in the gloom. The glow seems to fade, as though you had adjusted to the intensity, and where it was, Avara seeps into existence. An delicate shade hovering above the moist prison floor. Though ageless, she appears somewhat how different to you now. A slight stoop to her carriage, perhaps. Or a trace of sunkenness in her eyes. There's a broad scar on her face. Fibrous and wormy where the flames once lapped, unhealed even in death.
Hello, old friend. The ages have been kind to you, I hope. You are so different now from who you were then, yet much remains the same. Old troubles with a new face. What is it that has brought you here?
I'm here to free you.
A gallant gesture, if a bit misguided. And yet I suspect there is more to this than you have said. I can only guess your presence here has something to do with Theos. The energy of this place changes when he is near. I don't know what he has done, but I do know of the souls that pass through here now. They do not come by choice.
Theos diverted them from the cycle. He seeks to empower Wodoka and to blame Animancy for the damage he's caused.
After all this time, he would still stand against the tide.
You knew me when Theos did? There's something I need to know about that time.
I will tell you what I remember.
There's something about that lifetime my soul cannot let go of. I need to know what it is, and I'm running out of time. I see moments from that life, of you, of the Inquisition, of Theos.
I can see his influence, still hanging like a weight about your neck. So it always was. He had inspired something in you. We spoke of him the last time you were here also. It was just after the trial. You were agitated. I think because you started to consider that what I was teaching may have been true.
And what was that? Her mouth tightens and brow furrows, a look of pity. Her eyes shift back and forth between each of yours, as if looking for something that would help her decide whether to speak.
That the gods aren't real.
Polygena throws her head back and laughs gleefully. Ha! Of course not. It all makes sense now.
I'd dreaded the idea from the moment the Delimgon suggested it. And yet, it almost feels like a relief. She's not serious.
There's a theory puts my boldest to shame. But we ourselves have seen the god's influence.
That doesn't seem possible.
What I taught was that the gods whose faith we had been spreading were not gods at all, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
So who created these gods and for what?
They were conceived by Engwyth, a society of high minds and broad concerns. Theos's people. In their time, every people worshipped its own gods. Sometimes they warred over it. After a few wars of their own, the Engwythans sought an end to it. They devoted all their energy to finding the true creators. Generation after generation, they prodded and worked the stitching of the world and unlocked its secrets. One day, they found an answer. Except the answer was no answer at all. There were no gods to be found. Or if there ever were, they were gone. It shook them, this finding. If they could discover this on their own, how long until others would? How long before war and chaos reigned over a world without consequence? But they had mastered many things in their pursuit of these answers. And with their mastery, they crafted their own gods to fill the void, and sent missionaries to the corners of the world to spread their faith.
This is why you started your own faith.
I never thought of it as faith, but I think you are right to call it that. Let the world see. Let them decide what to do. That was my faith. I became a missionary because the gods brought me hope that I wanted to bring to others. For a time, the truth sent me to a dark place. Then the day came when I realized nothing had changed, that I still had a purpose, and the purpose was the same and it was worth living for. I began questioning the other missionaries in public, exposing their parlor tricks. In time, their following became mine.
So how'd you discover this about the gods?
The Engwythan missionaries all knew it, but they never told the rest of us. They meant it to be a secret that died with them, and in the end, they allowed their bloodlines to fade from memory. I had been assigned to join a few of them at a temple. I found the door to their chambers closed, but the room was stone and the door thin. Their voices carried. I heard enough. I investigated the things they spoke of, and everything was there, just as they said it'd be.
Later on, after I left the Order, a few Engwythans found my words persuasive and joined my cause. They revealed what I did not already know. Is it true, what you taught?
You asked me this once before. Nothing I can say would be any proof, and it may be certainty your soul craves. Resolution. But if you are bound for the same place Theos directs these souls, you will see for yourself as you once did. Everyone faces this truth at one time or another. Few confront it. Few have the stomach to ask what if. And in avoiding the question, they deny themselves an identity of their own.
She scans her audience in silence, her eyes thoughtful, lingering on each member of your company in turn, finding interest in things unseen.
What if all the tragedy, all the persecution, came in defense of an imposter?
As she's looking towards Adair.
That's not... That can't be right. Aethys, he's done miracles for people.
The power of the gods is undeniable. The truth of the story they weave is not. What if you had always been alone, without guidance?
As she turns to Aloth.
Well, as poorly as I've chosen my guides, I suppose it would be a comfort to know that I'm free of them.
The freedom has always been. It was the guidance that was the illusion. If all our common threads are spun from a lie, what's left to bind us together?
As she turns to Kana.
For thousands of years, the Angwithan lie clouded our sight. How can we claim there is no other way when we never had the opportunity to discover one? There are answers out there still, in places we've never thought to look.
What if our burdens come to us not because they are meant to be, but because they happen to be?
As she turns towards Sagani.
We fulfill them anyway, because they still matter to the people around us, even if we know better.
What if even mastery over all things cannot answer the most basic of questions?
As she turns to Pelagina.
I stopped asking those questions long ago. It is enough to care for those we love with the time we have in this life.
I like that answer. Feel the weight of Vara's translucent eyes upon your soul. What if we can be assured of nothing? Ooh. Let's see. I don't know what to pick. Let's see. I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna go with, I think, then we best build our own strength so we can bear it.
Yet strength is not given, but earned, and always in proportion to its cost. What will you sacrifice for yours, and who will pay the toll? I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god could conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it?
I'm gonna say we do. Even without assurances, they're still true.
If that is truly what you believe, then you are a far different person than the one I knew. I've been alone here with my thoughts for so long now. I've found peace with my failures, and with my punishment. I no longer curse fate for what might have been. But there is one thing that has clawed and scraped at my mind all these years. One thing that will not be put to rest until I know. Until I understand. I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember?
As she asks, the memory springs to your mind immediately, as though you had just had it happen. Ooh. A lot of good choices here, it looks like. Ooh. I'm not gonna say 6 or 7, I don't think. 4 just seems, you captured me, brought me glory. No, I don't want that. I presented you, your teachers were a threat all us believe. I could say I was afraid. That's an interesting turn of things. That's really interesting. You know, that's what I'm gonna say. Make this interesting. I'm gonna say I was afraid of what Theos might do to me if I didn't agree to it.
Woodica gifted him a great many things, but his ability to manipulate was always his own. Good. Good. The things I taught, the things I believed, I needed to hear that. I needed to know it wasn't because...
I thought Theos was right. I needed to know it wasn't because, after everything you learned, you still rather believe in a lie. If that is a conclusion people reach only once they know everything, then my purpose has been a mistake. Did my opinion matter so much to you?
You were more than a friend. You were the only person I trusted. I always believed in your judgment. Never have I felt so confident in my beliefs as the day you arrived in my camp. You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, then who?
I'm going to say you're never going to be able to convince everyone of anything, true or not. There will always be a little bit of dissent.
I expected dissent. But I needed to know that true faith would prevail. Perhaps I've been wrong to place so much importance on one person's actions. It was all I could do to feel like there was an answer. Even knowing what you've told me, some part of me knows it doesn't truly answer what I wished to know. Nor will an eternity of silent contemplation. I will have only my guesses and suspicions, and that will have to do. And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made?
I see the world differently now than I once did. I regret what I did to you and wish your forgiveness.
You have always had my forgiveness.
Thank you.
No matter your reason. There are circumstances behind that reason we all share. Knowing that, it is difficult to hold spite in one's heart. At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish. But now I see I was mistaken. You are not divided on this matter. You have put it behind you. It is with Theos that your agony lies, in sun and shadow. Your questions are not for me, but for him. And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Theos himself will satisfy your needs.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure when I clicked continue it didn't skip that dialogue, so... but yeah, step to the wheel.
Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know.
So this place, Sun and Shadow, what is it? I could tell you what I believe, but again, it would be no proof. I have only what I have seen, and what others have told me about it. There is only one man who can tell you now, who knows it to a certainty, and you shall face him soon enough. I will leave you to see it for yourself, make your own judgments. Better for your soul that way, I think. Why has Theos done all this?
He cares only for the secret he keeps locked away. He destroys anyone who might discover it, no matter their chances. That's why he's always favored Woodica. It isn't in her love of promises or justice. It's her disregard for the rules. Her willingness to do what is necessary. To Theos, She's not a deity, but an ally with which to conspire. When her power waxes, she does as she pleases with this realm, as well as hers. And she wants that secret guarded as much as he. If Theos succeeds, there will be a shift in the balance of power among the gods. Boudica was vanquished once, when the other gods decided she had gone too far, and her power diminished. With this infusion, there is no telling what she will do. The only certainty is that there will be chaos in their realm, as well as ours.
How can I get to Theos to tell me what I need to know? Or, sorry, how can I get to Theos to tell me what I need to know?
You will not find a more resolute being on all of Eora. There is no offer you could make, nor spell you could cast, nor pain you could inflict that would make him reveal what he hides. But I see you have become a watcher in this life. Perhaps in defeat, when he can no longer defend himself, you might learn something from him.
Are you bound here until the end of time?
In a matter of speaking. This is Breath Yamen, the court of the penitents. Souls are confined here until they repent. They must beg the forgiveness of a god, pledge their soul to them, and they will be lifted from this place to the world above. In truth, they receive leniency, but not true mercy. The spite of Boudica is eternal. They linger above, at the side of the old court, and are not permitted to leave the island, forever severed from the cycle. This prison was full once in the days of the Inquisition, but time weathers all things, even will. I'm the only tenant who remains. Yet, I feel their presence strongly now, as it was in the beginning. You have brought many of them here. They cry out for the judgment of Theos. You have struck some bargain with the gods, then.
Well, I would have said this one, the number one, but at the end it says I owe them no debt. Well, I don't know. So I'm gonna say better to be on their side than Boudica's.
Better to be on no side at all.
That's true also.
Boudica may be the most dangerous of the gods, but make no mistake. Engwith built gods from ideals, and an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing. But these souls, these forgiven the gods have bequeathed you like chattel. They were loyal followers in life. They will be with you to the very end.
So yeah, why don't you repent? You could be, well, actually no, I'm not gonna ask that. Let's ask about something else. Do you know what it is I need from Theos?
I could not say for sure. But you have been to Sun and Shadow before, and it came at a crossroads in your life, when much of what you knew had been upended. I have to believe it will come to you there. Your concerns then were of loyalty and trust and the gods. Everything I told you seemed to send you further into doubt. His words mattered to you when you knew him then. After you and I spoke, you went immediately to seek him out. Perhaps you simply sought confirmation from the man you trusted. If something from that time still troubles you, it may be something he told you then, or refused to tell you. He keeps secrets better than any in this world.
It's time for me to go then.
Theos will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
I'm just gonna say, then I'll waste no more time. Farewell, Ibarra.
It was good to see you again one last time, old friend. I thought I'd seen my last friendly face long ago. If ever we should meet again, in this life or any other, I hope to find you at peace.
That was really interesting and amazing. Yeah, I guess...
So, it's true. The gods are a sham that people have followed for thousands of years.
Oh good, it gave us camping. Hang on, let's make camp.
Do you think a single man might change the course of destiny?
I'm gonna say a woman might. Yes, I think she might. There are people, yourself included, who seem to change the world around them just by passing through it. And then there are those who maneuver and scheme, pulling strings from the shadows by the method of topple dukes. Wait, you're not planning to assassinate anybody, are you? Oh, of course not. Only meant to say, I wonder if perhaps I've been going about this all wrong. I wanted to bring back an artifact and have it solve all of Ratai's problems for me. After all we've seen and done, I'm not sure it would have helped. Alright, let's talk to Aloth and Adair. Let's talk to Aloth first.
We've been lied to. Our whole lives, and many lives before that. And it's led us to put our faith in a pantheon of gods that never deserved it in the first place.
Ooh. I really don't know about number 2. I don't know what to tell him. I really don't. Because, yeah, knowing the truth can only make them better? I don't know. Knowing... Sometimes, you know, people find out the truth of some things, and then they just go nuts, or just break, and... I don't know. I'm gonna say people need something to believe in. The gods, however they came to be, have served their purpose.
Indeed. And I fear what would become of the world if people lost that mooring. Even widespread belief in the gods seems like it's barely enough to correct our aimlessness and contain our depravity. I've also been thinking, there won't be much left of Theos by the time you're done with him, if I know how you operate. That will leave the Leaden Key headless. Someone will need to fill that void. Someone who can clean up the mess that Theos has made of it.
I love option 2. Why, yes, I'd love to be the new Grandmaster. No, I'm not doing that. I could tell him for him to do it. But you know what? As I've been trying to do this entire time, I mean, I would think this entire time, I'm going to say, do what you think is right, Aloth.
Then let's face Theos. When this is all over, I'll remember what we've been through. I'll see the Leaden Key transformed into a stronger, better guide for Kith. And I won't make the mistakes Theos did.
Heck yes. I really wish you well, Aloth, and thank you for your company. It's been great. Adair, how you doing, buddy?
Well, doesn't that just beat all? Here I was, wondering all this time whether all these terrible things were people's fault or the gods. Turns out they might be the same thing. Wonder how things would have gone different 15 years ago if the Raid Sarens had been told their god was made in some forge or kiln someplace. Would we still have gone to war?
Well, people were starving. They would have rebelled sooner or later.
I could see the rebellion still happening, but I don't know that they would have invaded.
True, yeah. He looks down at the ground, drumming his fingers against his side restlessly. When he speaks again, it seems half to himself.
I don't know. When Woden left for war, we, had a fight. As brothers will.
What about?
About him going off to war. He was set on it. But my parents warned him. They said you get a new country with every trip across the border, but your god, you only get the one. Me? I didn't know who was right. All I knew was I didn't want him to go. It's the same for families as it is for gods. You only get the one. I said every vicious thing I could think of, trying to change his mind. He brushed it off. Just got me madder, of course, him being so calm. He said I should come with him, but he'd understand if I didn't want to. I told him he'd better be able to face his god one day and answer for what he'd done. He said he'd keep that in mind. And then he was gone. By the time I'd cooled off, months had passed. One morning it dawns on me that my brother always knew better than me. If he was so sure of what he was doing, then I should be there with him. I packed my things and was on the road that same morning. Of course, what I didn't know then was he'd already changed his mind. By that time, he was dead on that field.
Do you think he went to Weidman because of what you said, dude?
Crossed my mind. You live in a place like Gilded Vale, you don't have a whole lot else to do other than think about things you don't want to think about. I hope that wasn't it. I hope he went there because it's what he thought was right. But it seems I'm not meant to know.
So if you'd left with him, you would have known why he changed his mind.
If I'd have left with him, we'd both be dead, so I don't know why I bother thinking about it. I found my own way in the end, and it wasn't my brother's and it wasn't my God's. I don't know if it was right. But I couldn't abide what Weidman was doing to his own. God or not, I don't regret it. Whether Weidman was Eothas, well, it hardly seems to matter after what we just heard. All these questions I've been trying to figure out. I think I just miss my brother.
Well, I'm sorry, man. Let's be on our way.
Still one more mess we gotta straighten out. Come on, then. I still owe you one.
Sun and Shadow. Oops. Alright, I think I'm gonna try to... I think I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna try to continue to record it one more video. I still have time to do so. And I think try to finish out the game. I'm sorry if I'm like right there and it's just a little bit left, but just to save on upload space or time and etc. I'm just gonna cut the video here. So I thank everybody for y'all watching this, and it's been a great journey, and I look forward to completing this in the next video, hopefully. So, and looking forward to Pillars of Eternity 2 when I get around to playing that one. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been great so far, and we'll see how this ends. So wherever you guys are, have a good day, have a good night, and take it easy.